This week, Americans will see something we've never seen before. A former U.S. president in court to face criminal charges. By this time tomorrow, Donald Trump will be at Trump Tower in Midtown Manhattan as hordes of protesters, police, and the media gather outside the courthouse on Tuesday. Expect Trump supporters from across the country. The NYPD steps up security and prepares for whatever may happen in the next 48 hours. Tonight, live team coverage. Anthony Carlo is outside Trump Tower, but we begin tonight with Sonia Rincon outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. Sonia.
Joe, today Trump's main attorney was asked how he plans to defend the former president in this unprecedented case, but neither he nor the public knows exactly what the charges are. That indictment's still sealed until Trump's appearance on Tuesday.
We do need to see the indictment and get to work. I mean, look, Tuesday's just the beginning.
The indictment, according to sources, contains around 24 counts, including felonies that could have the former president looking at possible prison time. The alleged hush money paid to Stormy Daniels in 2016 was not illegal, but the way Trump accounted for it might be.
We believe it's a political persecution, and I think people on both sides of the aisle believe that it's a complete abuse of power.
In a new ABC News Ipsos poll asking if the former president should have been charged with a crime, 45% said yes, 32% said no, and 23% weren't sure. Meanwhile, today outside the courthouse, a new call for transparency.
With a first-of-its-kind trial on our horizon, there is no time to waste in flinging open the doors of the courthouses behind us to the media.
Turns out New York and Louisiana are the only states that generally don't allow trials to be broadcast or even recorded for broadcast. State lawmakers here today called for repealing a 1930s ban on audio and visual recording in state courts.
The public deserves to see how our laws are interpreted, how justice is served, how victims, witnesses, and defendants are treated, and how New Yorkers' tax dollars are spent in courts.
It's not clear if cameras will be allowed Tuesday at Trump's arraignment. Former Manhattan DA Cy Vance today said Alvin Bragg's motivations are not political, and that Trump should be careful with what he says about the DA and the case going forward, avoiding language that could sound threatening.
I would be mindful of not committing some other criminal offense like obstruction of governmental administration. When you add a count like that, put it in front of a jury, it can change the jury's mind about the severity of the case that they're looking at.
Now, when DA Bragg arraigns Trump on Tuesday, we have learned that no other court proceedings will be taking place on the 15th floor as long as Trump is there. Trump is expected to be released on his own recognizance. Live in Lower Manhattan, Sonia Rincon, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Sonia, thank you. From Lower Manhattan to Midtown now. Extra security already in place outside Trump Tower ahead of Mr. Trump's arrival tomorrow. Anthony Carlo continues our team coverage. Anthony.
Well, that's right, Joe, and the NYPD stays posted here at Trump Tower. This all, of course, in anticipation of the former President Donald Trump, who's expected to stay here at Trump Tower Monday night before heading to court on Tuesday. And new tonight, we're learning the streets surrounding the courthouse in Lower Manhattan will be blocked off and traffic stopped during Trump's movements to and from his arraignment. Once a larger-than-life figure in New York, as evidenced by the name on his iconic Fifth Avenue building, Donald Trump is now returning to his hometown as a criminal defendant.
Trump is saving America.
And to a welcoming party of sorts.
All these barricades were not up, and they're up all over this block. You could see the police presence. Definitely a big change from the last month.
The NYPD's counterterrorism cops patrolling Trump Tower Sunday, where the former president is expected to arrive Monday before he heads to court for his criminal arraignment Tuesday. A much different visual at Trump Tower back in 2015, when Trump descended the golden escalator to announce a presidential bid. A fall from grace, maybe. History making nonetheless.
He's part of history now, isn't he? As I said, like him or love him, he's going to be there. He's historic forever. So
Trump's infamous return has the NYPD ready to handle traffic. The Trump impersonator won't have to go it alone. Police also have their eye on potential protests.
They're obviously looking for threats and things coming across social media.
Republican Congress member Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted, "I'm going to New York on Tuesday. We must protest the unconstitutional witch hunt."
Be peaceful. If you want to protest, go for it. Just no violence, please. That's all I care about.
I hope people don't go out and go crazy. I hope they just kind of remain calm.
And we're expecting that police presence here at Trump Tower and at 100 Center Street to only grow over the coming days. And we're also learning tonight that U.S. Secret Service and court officers will be responsible for security inside of the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, as well as the immediate perimeter. And the NYPD will have the wider perimeter, as well as keeping their eye on protests. This all, of course, in an effort to get Trump in and out without incident. We're live from Trump Tower in Midtown. Anthony Carlo, Channel 7. Eyewitness News.
All right, Anthony, thank you. The indictment certainly isn't hurting Mr. Trump financially. Former President Trump's campaign has reportedly raised more than $5 million since his indictment on Thursday. Officials with the campaign say it received more than $4 million in the first 24 hours and another $1 million since then. So how did we get to this point, and where did all of this begin? Coming up at 11:30, we take an in-depth look back at the timeline and how a meeting between a businessman and a porn star evolved into one of the most historic criminal cases in our nation's history. Stay with Eyewitness News both on the air and online all week as we cover Mr. Trump's trip to New York City, his arraignment, and all of the reaction to the indictment.